Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of EETV, where I try to bring you everything and entertainment. Sorry, I've been away for a while taking care of some things, but I'm back, and let's talk about Power Rangers yet again. The tone of Power Rangers has changed. I'll repeat that again. The tone of Power Rangers has changed ever since this special has happened. And we will see that change also in Cosmic Fury. But ever since this special has happened, the tone of Power Rangers has shifted to be more of a serious show. Now, yes, is this show still for children? Yes, it absolutely is still for children, but at the same time, the older fans can now have a little bit more appreciation for it. They will be able to enjoy it as well and be glad that they're still able to view something that they were viewing when they were children. And I take that back. Not just a little bit more appreciation, a lot more appreciation. Now, we already know, if you saw the special, we know that Trini is gone, and it was a tribute for Tree Trang. And with that, we haven't seen a Power Rangers on-screen death since that of Kendrick's in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. And it is part of the mythos now. It is in there. And now that is in here, everything is connected with the continuity. The atmosphere of Power Rangers has changed now for the better. Now, knowing this, I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention on the tone of Cosmic Fury when it appears in early fall of this year, and especially want you to pay attention to the reboot and see how that is carried off as well. It is going to be phenomenal. I do think it is, because now, if you've enjoyed Power Rangers all this time, you'll be able to see over the course of the years how some of the best things in the franchise were taken when they didn't follow the same rules as Super Sentai. So they are really going to get the chance to open this up, and the tone has now changed, and we're going to get a lot more. We're going to show the seriousness of being a Power Ranger, how it is not always fun and games. Just like Zach says, not always fun and games and quick whips. Gotta be responsible with this, because lives are on the line. Now, we know that, but now what is also going to be seen, now I know you already seen this before, if this was real, like, I don't know who the name of that actress who was the extra in Once and Always, when the putty surrounded her, she looked like they were real and she was terrified out of her wits. We're going to see more of that. Pretty much what I'm trying to say to you is every good part. Now, I know the special had its problems. Yes, it did. Think of every good part of all the Power Rangers that you have seen, regardless if you're an old fan or a new fan. Think of every good part. Now, put that in the next upcoming shows. That is what we're going to see, because the tone has changed. Because now we can do the show writers, they can do certain things now that they would kind of shy away from before. So now you have people being terrified. Another thing that they haven't really done too much until recently was, now you get to see citizens be voicing their opinion on this, and how terrified they are, and how the government would react to certain things, just like they did in Beast Morphers. We get more of that, but now they get to increase it. You know, what's going on? You know, we gotta protect our citizens. And for those of you who are Power Ranger fans, think about this. Think of the tone of Kamen Rider. It's going to be like that. Like, it's going to be more serious, and it should be more serious, because it gets a better reaction and you turn up the drama. Now, is it still going to be for children? Absolutely, yes it is. But when you turn up the drama, you get a better storyline, you get a better reaction out of the actors, all of the actors involved, you get a better reaction out of all the people who watch it. And then in turn, when all that is increased, then everybody wants to cosplay it, everybody wants to buy all the merchandise associated with it. It's a win-win for everybody. So I'm looking forward to seeing Power Rangers. I'm looking forward to Cosmic Fury, and I'm looking forward to the new reboot, showing this new tone change of being more serious and more dramatic. And I won't say more serious, but more dramatic. And Power Rangers should be that way, because it's something that it's been around for 30 years. So obviously they're doing something right. So if the franchise has been along for that long, why don't you treat it right? They're going to tone the seriousness, not the seriousness, the drama has been turned up. So now we can enjoy more of what we've seen in the past, and I am definitely looking forward to it. And what this does, you already know what it does in the Ranger point of view. In the Ranger point of view, you get Rangers being hurt in battle, and it increases seriousness, and you're like, oh, we got to get him out of here, or her out of here, because she's hurt. And how are we going to conquer this new threat, because the Ranger is hurt, and who's going to take their place if they need to take a place, or how are we going to overcome this bad guy? And then when it comes to the villain's point of view, you get to see, now I don't think they're going to get away from campy villains, because campy villains are always fun, but they don't have to be unintelligent. We get intelligent villains that, like, oh, that monster didn't work, all right, next time send 5 of them. We're going to send a monster for each Ranger next time, and then we're going to overwhelm them with offense and see what happens next. We want intelligent villains. Because you ain't going to tell me, because most of the villains that you've seen in Power Rangers have been villains that have conquered a previous place before they came to Earth, or before they came to Marinoid, or before they came to KL-34. So how did they conquer that place, and then they get to Earth and then start bumbling around? Like, no, we get to see a better villain, we get to see a better hero, we get to see better side characters, better extra characters, which in turn leads to a better show. Now I'm looking forward to this. Now real fast, I also want to talk about this. Now the dramaticism has been turned up. What can we see next? We can see common sense things that us older fans have been thinking of. All right, what are you talking about? All right, for those of you who watched Q Ranger and Super Sentai, right? What are one of the things they had? They were overwhelmed with a lot of villains in that show, so much so that, starting off, they had 9 Rangers. One of the things they did is when they would change, the star would appear, and the star would protect them from being hit while they transformed. Now, you can't tell me, now they've covered this issue before. They have covered this issue before, and I'm glad they did. They did a great job, especially in the Power Rangers shows in the past couple years, showing how they're able to transform and dodge, and the villain just not sitting there watching them transform. But now we can go off of something like this. If you need a idea for a quick morph, how about a device? Well, not a device. The morpher reacts to evil. So when evil's near and one of the Rangers is about to be attacked while they're in a civilian form, without them having to call out the morphing sequence or go through it just automatically changes them because of proximity of evil. That would be good. The monster's about to sneak up behind them for a sneak attack, all of a sudden, bam, they're in Ranger form, right? Because of the proximity of evil. That's great right there. Also, what would be great? The villains terrifying the citizens. How about if one of the Rangers is kind of proactive in battle, like the monster's going crazy, he's hurting civilians. Forget this, I'm gonna bust out the Zord. The Zord comes out and the Zord steps on the monster. And then we can have everybody say, hey, we gotta pick up a redneck. Hey, we'll use Adam. Hey, Adam, I know we already have an Adam, but we'll just, no, we'll say Brian. All right, hey, Brian. Hey, you kind of went overboard right there. We're not supposed to do that. You're like, wait a minute, man. The monster's right there. The monster's terrifying citizens. Why wouldn't I bring out the most powerful Ranger, the most powerful weapon to handle the problem and squash it immediately with no collateral damage. And that's another thing too. The collateral damage, when the buildings get smashed, like, are the new Power Rangers in the reboot, are they going to be beloved like all the other teams, or the government's going like, hey, wait a minute here. Like, look, you have a weapon of mass destruction hidden in, and we've been trying to find this and we can't find it, hidden in the bay of our city. And we're not cool with that. You know, why are you not showing your identity? Why are you not working with law enforcement and the government to quell this threat? And why do you have these weapons of mass destruction capable of wiping off entire cities within a couple of minutes, hidden in our water, or in our volcanoes, or in our mountains? I'm like, we didn't ask for this war. You got to take this thing somewhere else, Power Ranger. I think that's something that we're going to see. That, you know, all the other shows, they love all the citizens. Oh, it's a Power Ranger. I think on this show, they're going to get some pushback. Like, hey, we didn't ask for this. You got to take this somewhere else, man. Like, look, my house got flattened last time you went to quote unquote stop evil. I'm not cool with that. My insurance company's not going to cover that. I think that's what we're going to get, and I think we should get it because it ups the ante. It makes it, I mean, you know about the monster of the week, but it makes every attack from the monster of the week that more serious. It's like, all right, how are they going to stop this monster? How are they going to stop this monster without collateral damage? Are civilians getting hurt? You know, that's another thing. A civilian gets hurt. You know, like, oh, we got to stop this. Or you either come in and show your identities so we can give your morphers and other things to qualified military personnel and law enforcement so we can stop further threats from this evil empire, or we're hunting you down. That could be another thing. That's another thing too. I just thought of something. They could take the same thing, not the same thing, because a lot of people didn't like it, even though I did like this series. Lupine Ranger versus Panther Ranger, right? But you don't have to use those suits, and you can somewhat take the premises. Take the premises as in the government is tired of laying down. Every time this evil's happened. Evil been happening since Rita Repulsa appeared back in the early 90s. We sick of it. You know, I know Beast Morphers kind of tackled it, but they can up the ante in this. You know, we'll have Rangers of Earth, you know, made by the government, the military, whatever. And then we'll have the Rangers that, you know, are normally selected in the process every time we have a new Power Rangers show. And it's like, all right, now we have the good guys going around trying to stop the evil, but then again, we have the law enforcement or the military rangers. I don't think it should be law enforcement, because something of that scale wouldn't be handled just by local police. It will be handled by federal government of that country. So I think we should have federalized rangers in there trying to stop the other Power Rangers because they're trying to slow down on collateral damage. And I think it should go back and forth like that. I mean, it would be great, because if something like that actually happened, the government of the country wouldn't just be lying down and relying on a vigilante force to take care of all their problems. It'd be mass panic. They'd be telling their citizens to stay inside every time an attack goes off. And the reason why they should do this is because it makes every time the villains are shown on screen, especially if you write the villains correctly, you know, everybody's going to watch the show. They're going to be excited to see these villains. And then at the same time, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, on your edge to see what's going to happen next. You know, somebody else going to get hurt, you know, or one of the Rangers going to get captured, not by the bad guys. What if one of the Rangers get damaged and get hurt and get captured by the government, and for a while they're interrogated by the government? Like, what are you doing here? And then they find out that maybe this is not an alien ranger, but a citizen, you know, citizens of that country. Who gave you these powers? You know, they could take it on so many levels. I mean, that's what they should do. Power Rangers should take other elements from different shows, like some things from cop dramas, some things from soap operas, just small elements, not getting away from the core of the show, but small elements to up the dramaticism. And I don't even know if that's a word. You see how I'm getting into this. Up the drama on this to make this good. There is no law that said we can't have a good Power Ranger. So what if this show is primarily for children? Everybody can enjoy this. If you have something like this that puts you on the edge of the seat every time the action's about to happen, or every time the actors or the actresses are on screen, to see what decisions are they going to choose that's either going to hurt or help their surrounding area. Oh my good, I think this is going to be great. Well, what do you think about this new dramatized, not even a word, this new tone of Power Rangers, how everything will be taken more seriously? Tell me what you think about this. Like, share, and subscribe if you feel like it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. May the power protect you.